really is. So here we go. Here we go. We are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome to All Things Self Mastery. I am your host and educator, Venus Agoddess. I teach you all things self mastery so you can not only learn how to master yourself, but master your reality. So, welcome in. We're family now. Come in, say hi. I won't bite. Listen, if you, for all of my YouTube family, my Facebook family, my Instagram family, of course, my TikTok family, whom I spend the most time with. Listen, y'all send me a hey, love, hey, a hi, put something in the comments. Let me know you here. It's always encouraged for you to share your feedback and your perspective. This evening, we're going to be talking about victimship versus victorship. Are you living with a victimship mentality? We're going to be talking about some indicators, some identifiers, all what because you need help. A lot of us need help. Just let's get to it. Trisha, how are you, my love? Welcome in. A lot of us need help. Why is understanding what victimship is? First and foremost, why is this so important? Right? Christina, how are you, my love? Favor, how are you? Why is discussing victimship so incredibly important? As many of you know, I am always repeating myself, especially when it comes to giving you tips and tools and self-mastery so you can not only remember who you are, it's incredibly important for you to know how vital it is for you to understand what's going on inside of you, right? Because nothing happens externally before it happens internally. And when it comes to us asking ourselves some questions, whether we want to dive deep into really trying to figure out the answers or not, when it comes to us asking ourselves questions like, why do I keep repeating the same unhealthy behaviors? Why do I keep blaming other people, places, and things? Why does me blaming other people, places, and things in my past gives me so much satisfaction still? Or why am I addicted to it? Why am I constantly having to repeat myself? Why am I constantly, right, fighting for my peace of mind? Why am I continually fighting for my sanity? Why am I continually fighting to not fall deeper into the rabbit hole that I knowingly or unknowingly created for myself? All of these things are important, right? I oftentimes ask this questions to us. Ask this question to us. Put a one in the chat if you want more of whatever it is, whether it's something materialistic or whether it is more peace. If you want more peace, put a one in the comment section. If you want more stability, put a one in the comment section. If you want more security, put a one in the comment section. If you want more money, more wealth. If you want to forge quiet storm, hi, my love. How you doing? I'm not accepting panelists right now. I will do that at the end of the class. So respectfully, pardon me. Hi, beautiful. How are you? Right? I see you, big head. Put a one in the comment section if you want to forge healthier relationships, whether it's platonic or whether it is romantic, right? Especially when it comes to romantic relationships, right? There are far too many of us going, hi, my beautiful spirit angel, peace, love. There are far too many of us arguing back and forth. There are far too many of us still pointing the finger. There are far too many of us continually blaming the men, blaming the women, blaming the children, blaming society, blaming systems, blaming the government, blaming racism, blaming, the list can continue, right? There's a reason, one, for continually feeling like other people, places, and things are the blame for why you keep finding yourself in the same situations repeatedly. There's inner reasons why you keep ending up on podcasts, right? Whether you're the host or whether you're the whether you're the host or whether you're the guest. There's a reason why we keep finding ourselves on panels having the same types of discussion, not to take away from the benefits of discussing these conversations. However, A wise person would ask, how long are we going to keep having these discussions over and over and over again? No matter how many ways you put or phrase the questions, it's the same ish over and over and over again. It's about she's not taking accountability. He's not taking accountability. You don't understand my past. I went through this. It's the shaming, right? We keep circling with the same conversations. How many different ways can you form a question, right? How many ways can you form a particular question and still get the same results? Isn't that the definition of insanity, my people? Let's continue to tap, my loves. I want to keep seeing them red hearts coming in. Let's continue to tap. You are more than welcome to jump on over to my YT channel, All Things Self Mastery. If you want to see the presentation, I actually have a short presentation for you and a video clip that I'm actually going to show. You're also more than welcome just to stick around here. These are the conversations that we need to be having. There are so many distractions. So many distractions. Why do you think that is, my loves? Our attention is being focused on so many other things. Just because something is presented to you does not mean you have to consume it. Just because someone is offering something to you or displaying something in front of you does not mean that you have to partake, does not mean that you have to consume it. And this is what I mean by when you're on a path to self mastery, right? When you're understanding that every decision you make can have grave consequences, no matter how minute or no matter how grand, they can have grave, lasting, life lasting consequences if you're not careful. Just look at all of the situations that we find ourselves in. Peace, bro. Peace, Velvet. How are you? Right? And so understanding what a victimship mentality is and what it's not is imperative. Understanding what a victorship mentality is imperative. Understand that you cannot be simultaneously both the victim and the victor and expect the results as the victor. It doesn't work that way. And most of us are embodying this victimship mentality and we don't even realize it. However, what do I always say when it comes to universal principles and laws? The universe, the universal principle and laws does not care so much if you know or don't know, if you accept or if you reject, if you receive or if you repel. It does not matter whether you understand, overstand, outerstand, understand. It does not matter. Everybody is subjected to experiencing the effects of what they cause, whether you do it ignorantly or knowingly. It does not matter. So the best thing you can do is at some point pull back, pull back and reassess where you are. Pull back and reassess what it is that you're doing. And before that, why it is that you're doing what you're doing. When I teach my mentees to reassess where you are mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, financially, energetically, how can you create a new path? How can you create a blueprint if you do not have a deeper understanding of where you're starting with? Right? And then most of us say, "Oh, it's in my head. It's all in my head." Do you understand that the average mind, right? Not to say that there's an average mind, but a healthy mind. I'll just say that. A healthy mind experiences more than 60 plus thousand thoughts per day. Per day. Can you imagine experiencing 60,000 thoughts per day? Okay. And understand that out of those 60,000 thoughts per day that you're experiencing on average, a day to day, in and out, through and out your day, do you not understand that 80% of those thoughts are predicated upon past emotions, past energies, past moments, past experiences? And so when it comes to understanding why you keep doing the certain things that you're doing, we have to understand this. God is divine. How are you, my love? Welcome in. So glad you were able to join us. Peace. Right? So a lot of us are repeating past behaviors, past experiences over and over again, and we don't realize it. We're not aware of it. However, the effects are the same. You are going to continually self-destruct. And the way that self-destruction happens, the way self-destruction is manifested into your reality, is predicated upon every decision you make. Every decision you make, to how you brush your teeth, to how you talk, to how you think, to what you think, to what you speak, to how you get dressed, to how you behave, to how you accept others' behaviors, to how you engage, how you feel about yourself, your self worth, your self concept, how you self actualize, how you view yourself, as well as how you view your environment. And most of us are living in a victimship mentality, right? And we don't realize it. And I come to just share some understanding with you, some self mastery tips with you that's going to help you, because it is impossible for you to energetically align yourself with whatever and whoever you desire if you're not vibrating on that frequency. Do you understand what I'm saying? At what point do you say enough is enough? Now, I know there has been studies that show that on average, an individual has to experience life altering devastations in order for the brain and the mind to interpret, to give a big stop sign and say, hey, pause. Something needs to give, something needs to happen, something needs to change. Why does it have to get to that extreme? For you to start investing in your self development, for you to start realizing that you need to know a little bit about psychology, because psychology has everything to do with you. You need to know a little bit about chemistry, because chemistry has a lot to do with you. You need to know about divine spirituality, because divine spirituality have everything to do with you. You need to know about frequency, because frequency have everything to do with you. You need to know about your ancestral lineage. You need to know about metaphysics. You need to know a little bit about all of these different things, if you truly desire more of whatever it is you want. Healthier relationships. Do you understand what I'm saying? A healthier relationship within yourself. If you want to experience how it feels to have financial freedom and liberation, if you want to experience how it feels, how it senses for you to have total peace of mind, for you not to live in fear and scarcities. I know we want this. It's just coming out verbally in many different ways. Ashe, goddess, I see you. Pardon me. It's just being manifested in so many different ways, right? So let's talk about this victimship versus victorship, because you can't be both at the same time. You cannot. And the worst thing you can continually do is be in denial. The worst thing you can possibly do is continually be immature. The worst thing you can possibly do is to repel when wisdom comes to your ears, right? Have you been living in a victimship mentality? Have you been acting out on them, right? What does it look like? Many of us don't know what we don't know, and that is understandable. You know, it's not an excuse anymore. You know, it's not a justification anymore. The reason as to why you don't know in this current space and time. Many of us know that we're in this great age and space of Aquarius, the great age of information and knowing and the unveiling of divine and sacred wisdom and truth. Many of us are aware of that. However, many of us are just uttering the words. Many of us are just regurgitating the words. What do y'all call that? Living in an echo chamber, as many of us do. Right, Quiet Storm? I see you. How are you, Patrick? Many of us are just echoing these things, but we're not truly gaining a deeper understanding because we're not investing in doing the work. Sitting in isolation is not only a part of doing the work. Isolation is a part of it, but it does not end there. Peace, Chat Diva. How are you, my love? It doesn't end there. Just because you are just because you are single, just because you may be celibate, just because you say you're quote unquote doing a healing, just because you're no longer doing certain things, does not mean that you're elevating. What are the results of you doing what you're doing? And if the undesirable answer is not what I expect or not what I'm expecting, not what I am hoping for, there is some pieces of information that you are missing. What you don't know is hurting you. We heard this quote before: what you don't know won't hurt. That's a lie, babies. That is a lie. What you don't know has always hurt you, and it's going to continually hurt you. Information is power, knowledge is power indeed, right? Because everything is frequency. However, it don't become powerful until you apply it. This is why some people say that the greatest, that the wealthiest is where? In the graveyard, in the graveyards. But they're not there. Some of the greatest treasures have transitioned and never ever tapped into what it truly feels like to be powerful. Are you living in a victimship mentality? So let's go over some things, right? Many of you know that I love some acronyms. Mwah, thank you so much, Velvet. I appreciate you, love. Infinite gratitude, right? Let's continue to tap the screen. Let's run up them likes. Let's let TikTok know that this is a healthy conversation. Share the live, even if they don't come. What you give is what you receive. It don't cost nothing to tap. It don't cost nothing to share. You did your part. That's a part of self mastery, understanding that there's always a transfer of energy. What did I say? Everything you do, everything you cause, there's going to be an effect. We need to start being more aware of the what we're causing so we can dictate the effects. So it can be more of what we want. Even the smallest of things, such as you just tapping the screen, that's you exchanging positive energies with me, right? Even the smallest of things, as you just sharing a live, doing something that I respectfully, genuinely, sincerely asked you because it helps spread the message, right? I'm not after your money, my loves. I'm not them. I'm not after your bag, right? There are services in which you can invest in which I can help you, but I'm not after your bag. I'm not asking you for cash apps. I'm just asking you to just use your mobility, use the gifts that the infinite source of creation gave you. This is, we not going to act like this is still not reality. We going to patronize these social media platforms. Defining victimship. So let's those of you who know me know I love me some acronyms, right? Tap the screen. Let me get a water break. Peace, peace, peace for all those who are coming in. Right? Before we get into these acronyms that I love, I set out some acronyms, and they are in no particular order, and there are always exceptions to the rule. right? And I'm big on diving deep into anything that I speak about dealing with self mastery because I do want better for you. In order to create new behavior patterns, you need new information, knowing how your psychological systems work, knowing how your mental database, your motherboard works. This is a part of creating new behaviors so you can start reprogramming and reconditioning the catalyst to your behaviors, right? So let's define victimship, which is what? A state of being powerless. Powerless. Victimship is defined as being powerless and blaming external factors and other people. A victimship mindset is completely based in being unaccountable, irresponsible in your doings. Living with a victim mindset and behaving like a victim, right? Also looks like a person continually taking things personally, right? Or always being on the defense, on guard, especially when it comes to someone wisely, respectfully, sincerely correcting them. No one is above reproach, no one is above correction. A wise person receives correction. Only a fool despises it. And we continually act act with the victim state mentality. We continually act like victims. We continually play the victims. We continually blame everything. We continually reflect and project all of our insecurities, all of our fears, all of our mommy issues and daddy issues, right? Being a victim. We continually inwardly yearn and beg for attention, the unhealthy version of attention. We crave pity parties. We crave stroking, right? We crave people to sympathize with our insecurities. Peace. I am the sacred cosmic divinity. How are you, my love? Welcome in, right? For those of you who are just joining, we're talking about victimship versus victorship. And right now we're getting into some expressions, some indicators, some deeper dives into what victimship is and how to be aware of it, how to identify it. So I broke down some words and some helpful synonyms for victim and victor. The victim, the one who is vulnerable and susceptible to being attacked, to welcoming someone to damage or hurt or to break their mental, their physical, their spiritual, their financial at times, their energy, their emotions. And I know we throw out this vulnerable word, right? And remember, universal laws and principles we know, right? And whether you know or I'm reminding you that there's always a polarity, there's always a duality, there's always going to be light and dark, left and right, up, down, positive, negative, feminine, masculine, yin, yang. Always going to be. This is why awareness is so key. Understanding both spectrums is absolutely vital for you being able to righteously interpret what's going on inside you and outside of you so you can come to a wise conclusion as to how you need to move and navigate in through and out of life. That's if you're actually planning on becoming powerful, stepping into your power. How are you saying you are king or queen and you have no idea what the essence of a king or queen is? How can you embrace something? How can you know of something if you have not never had the experience? Looking at another person's experience and feeling, undergoing the experience yourself is entirely different. It has to move far beyond just these cute terms and it retract. We have to move beyond just speaking, right? And claiming these beautiful terms, right? Even though the etymology of some of them are just outright destructing, even if we have to have a better understanding. So you call yourself a queen. You call yourself a king. You call yourself a god. You call yourself a goddess. You call yourself a divine being. You call yourself all of these things. And let me tell you something, newsflash, my loves. The gag is you absolutely are. You are inherently a divine, infinite being. You are. But it's one thing to be something, and it's another thing to vibrate in that. It requires responsibility. What type of king are you if you're living with a victimship mentality? What type of queen are you if you're playing the victim all the time? What type of god or goddess are you if you're playing the victim all the time? If you're never taking responsibility and accountability for moving from the victim to the victor. We're talking about being victorious. We're talking about winning. We're talking about helping the community. How are you doing that, my love? I give healthy correction, healthy, righteous, just judgment. Your perspective is incredibly important. Our spiritual divine systems run off of righteous judgment. How many of you understand the 42 laws of Ma'at? These are the 42 divine laws of your ancestors. How many of you understand the wisdom of Thoth? I have not. I have not committed. I have not hated on my brother or sister. I have not committed murder. I have not stolen. I have not. Whatever it is that is low vibrational, I have not stepped outside of integrity. I have not stepped out of my honor. And I'm paraphrasing some of these laws, but you can look them up and see what they say for yourself. I am sacred, cosmic, ashe, right? Being vulnerable is also being susceptible to being attacked, damaged, hurt, right? Being open to temptation. You have to be aware and pay attention to not only what you're being vulnerable to, who you're being vulnerable to. So when I hear us speaking that, oh, let's be vulnerable, let's condone being the vulnerability, it's not being vulnerable that you should seek, it's being transparent. According to the vibrational definition to this word vulnerable, this is what it means: to be susceptible to being attacked. Why would anyone in their right mind put themselves in a vibration, in an energy, in an environment, in habitat to be attacked? It doesn't make sense. Your words, the frequency of your words, I speak this frequently. Words are spells and or are curses. Words influence your reality. Words influence your pardon me, your behaviors. Why? Because their frequency. The universe, this world, your reality, and all of the multi realities that we are living in. Frequency and vibration dictates that. This is why I'm so keen on teaching self mastery. It's important. You don't want to be vulnerable. Change your perspective. Being transparent is the key. Being honest, genuinely, sincerely honest is the key. Being open to embrace the unknown is the key. However, not without using awareness, wisdom, intelligence, and discipline. Those are key factors in you being and practicing anything in your life. Let's go with the I. Ignorant. Men and women who live and thrive in the victimship mentality, whether they understand it or not, whether they know it or not, whether they are aware it or not, are extremely ignorant, sincerely ignorant or willfully ignorant, because there's a difference. We are all ignorant to a degree. We don't know every intricate step. We don't know every nook and cranny. We don't know every left turn or right turn that we should take when we are advancing to our next level that we're on. We don't know, and that's beautiful. However, what many of us say, what many of us have to understand is that in this time and space, there's no reason why you don't know other than you're choosing not to know. It's too much information externally. And more factually than that, you hold infinite information within you. I said this before. What do you think your DNA is? What do you think your mental database is? It's not just centuries old, it's worlds old, worlds, okay? All within you. But many of us don't understand how to tap back into that sacred knowledge. But whether you get it internally or externally, get it. Do you understand? I heard that desire is a low vibration. What are your thoughts? And can you explain how it is? Um, I wish I want to come back to that. I want to get through the lesson. I'm going to if you're going to stick around, sacred, which I hope you do. I'm going to open the panel up for some questions at the end. It's not going to be long, my love. Right? Cuz I don't want to veer off topic cuz I can get long-winded cuz sometimes it's just not a short answer, right? Because there's always exceptions to the rule. There's always polarities, right? But what I will say in the moment, desires are not completely unhealthy. They're not. They're not completely unhealthy. The addiction to to the desire is unhealthy, right? It's perfectly fine um to have a desire. Thank you for sharing. 773 Oracle, how are you, my love? I appreciate you. Welcome in. Pardon me. Right? So let's get back in let's get back into it, right? Men and women who operate, for those of you who are coming in real quick, we're talking about victimship versus victorship. There is a difference, and I encourage you to understand this. Welcome back, Velvet. Right? Men and women who also play the victim are willful, ignorant. They lack the knowledge or training. They are unlearned. They lack the necessary, what did I say in the beginning? They lack awareness. They lack intelligence. They lack discipline, right? They lack wisdom, right? They lack responsibility and accountability because it is easier to play the victim. However, the consequences ain't nothing nice. The consequences ain't nothing nice. Let's move on down to C. Men and women who perpetually live in this victim state mentality, behave like victims, are cowardly. Respectfully and sincerely said, they are cowardly. Rather than face the undesirable truth that I know many of us realize, not as deep enough as we need to. However, many of us do realize this. Let's continually tap, my loves. I don't see the hearts, honey. Come on. That's the only thing I require. Let's tap the screen. Whether you are here on YouTube land, Facebook land, whether you are here on TikTok, come on, let's tap, let's show the love. Okay. This is a beneficial exchange. I appreciate you for using your loving fingers and supporting me. Right? They're cowardly. They lack the courage, right? They lack courage. They lack the resiliency. They lack the integrity, and they lack honesty to do what they know is right. So they quick to be on a defensive. They quick to say, no, it's not me. It's not me. It's you. It's never me. It is never me. And there's always a justification, rhyme, or reasons as to why they're playing the victim. There's always a justification. I'm just saying, you don't understand me. You don't know my struggle. You don't know my pain. You haven't been where I've been. Baby, who haven't been in the same dark place as you? Who haven't been there? Who haven't been on depression block? Who haven't been on anxiety avenue? Who haven't been great? Who haven't been essayed? Who haven't been SV? Who hasn't been violated outside of? Do you really think you're the only one who been through something? Do you think you're the only one who experienced some type of unrighteousness? Do you really think that you're the only one who experienced some type of hate or abandonment? Do you really think you're the only one who been through certain things? And the excuse and justification is always, but you don't understand, but I'm just saying. And then you get immature about it. You get defensive about it. Grow up, my loves. It's time to mature. Many of us are not children, although we act like them. If you have circled around this beautiful sun more than 20 plus times with your beautiful age, you are not a child anymore. Even though you should tap into your childlike spirit. However, you should tap into that when it's time for you to attract, when it's time for you to imagine, when it's time to you for you to visualize abundance, receiving abundance in all things that is beautiful and healthy for you and for your loved ones. Grow up. Many of our behaviors isn't cute. It isn't cute at all. You acting anything other than the highest version of yourself isn't cute. It ain't attractive. It's not woman like. It's not man like. It's not divine like. Peace, my love. Hi, beautiful Amber. How are you, my love? It's not attractive. It's ugly. Not only that, it lowers your vibrational. It makes you vulnerable and acceptable. It weakens your aura field, so you're easily penetrable. This is why you get so defensive when you're triggered. This is why you snap when you're triggered. This is why you clap back when you're triggered. This is why you get so emotionally irritated, right? We're talking about victimship versus victorship. That's cowardly. It's cowardly and it's unbecoming. Let's move to the T in victim. Tainted. Men and women who continually perpetuate this victimship mentality are tainted in a very unhealthy way, extreme unhealthy ways. They are affected by traces of something bad, unhealthy, offensive, infectious, toxic, and harmful. Mwah. Thank you so much, Amber, for the gifts. I appreciate you. Ashe, they're tainted with the most ugliest personalities, with the most ugliest behaviors, right? Can one of you do me a favor? Those of you who know me, can I ask a favor from one of you? Can one of you jump over to my YouTube channel, All Things Self Mastery, and see if I'm coming across clear? I'm on my side. I'm seeing that my bars are getting low. I just wanted to know. know if it's coming through okay. So one of you can do me a favor and just take a second to do that. Just comment if you can hear me clearly or if it's glitching. I would divinely appreciate you. The ways these messages have been aligned, I'm listening and hear the divine. Ashe, Blue Lioness. I love your name, by the way. Right? Men or women who continually perpetuate this victimship mentality are tainted and they are affected by traces of unhealed, unresolved traumas, right? They're stained by toxicity. They're addicted to toxic people, places, and things. And let me just give you a sincere tip. Coddling these behaviors for individuals that you say that you love, that you admire, that you adore, that is especially in your inner circle, your inner circumference, is not only doing more harm to them than good, it is doing you more harm than good. There's always a transfer of energies. There's always an engagement. Y'all may think that is just a momentary thing. Y'all may think that it's a small matter. Y'all may think that is nothing. Y'all may think this. And this is what have gotten us into many of us have this is the reason why many of us are in this victimship mentality. One of the reasons is because you keep coddling not only your poor behaviors but others poor behaviors. It's affecting you too. If we only had a fraction of understanding of what I speak, I guarantee you, if you apply these things I'm teaching you, it will change the whole dynamics of your reality. It will. It definitely will. Let's move on to the other letter and victim. Let's move on to the I. Men and women who constantly perpetuate this victimship mentality are irresponsible. They never show a proper sense of responsibility. It's always because I went through this, because I went through this, because they said this, because they said that, because my mama did or didn't, because my father did or didn't, because I chose the life that I'm living. It's everybody else's fault. Everybody else's fault is all the systems, is all the things. As Jane, thank you so much, Amber. I appreciate you, my love. I appreciate you. Thank you. It's everybody else's fault. The issue is always someone else besides you. I always tell my mentees when I'm doing one-on-one mentorship, the issue is it's you. The issues are always because of you, no matter how you slice the cake, because it starts and continues and completes with you. Let me say that again. The issue is always you because it starts, continues, and completes with you. No one else. You are responsible. But if you continually keep living in this victimship mentality, if you never grow up and never choose to mature, you are hurting yourself, hurting your loved ones, hurting the people you claim that you care about, and you are inevitably self-destructing. As living infinite organisms, as living beings, as human beings, what some of us call ourselves, as living beings, one of your primary functions, what I dare to say, your primary function, your numero uno primary function is to expand, is to grow, is to evolve, is to hand off, is to partake, is to transfer. And if you are not growing and expanding, you are self-destructing. Just look at the reality of your lives, my love. Stop being the victim. I encourage you. Get out of this victimship mentality. Take responsibility and accountability. I recently viewed this young lady's that was on a podcast. She was one of her young lady by the name of Velvet. She was one of the wives of Nature Boy. And I recently seen an interview with her in it. It is extremely unjustly manipulative when you give little sprinkles of, yeah, I know I did, but, and everything else, like the bulk of your story, just like with all due respect, Miss Risa Tisa's story. If the bulk of your story, the bulk of your gripe, the bulk of your contempt, the bulk of your frustration, the bulk of your anger is everything that they did, everything that they did. And this is little sprinkle of, I just missed the 100 sign. I just missed the 100 red flags that I seen. But that's not important. He did this and he did this and he did this and she did that and she did that and they did that and they, the whole bulk of your story, the whole book, you got one paragraph, not even a chapter about what you did. That's being a victim. Respectfully and sincerely. Undesirable truth. That is being the victim. Okay, because the bulk of your story should not be, I'm so broke, I'm so distorted, this just terrorized me, I didn't know what I was doing, I was lost, and all of a sudden you have no brain, you have no heart, you have no courage, you have no intelligence, yet you sound intelligent, you have no smarts, and yet you're smart, you're not the victim, yet you're the victim. Make that make sense, Sway. Make that make sense. Victims are vulnerable, ignorant, cowardly, and they are tainted. The next letter in victim, let's go, the I, and they're irresponsible. The last letter in victim is M. Victim individuals, men and women who love to play the victim, are completely miserable, and it shows. It shows. One of the reasons why I don't engage in certain conversations, because, baby, listen, I don't entertain the company of the misery. Anything attracts anything. Everything attracts everything. Just as well as misery attracts misery. Many of us are broke, broken, and bitter. And it shows. And you know how, one of the keys in identifying a person, a man or woman that loves to play victim, they joke a lot to hide their brokenness and their pain. They joke way too much. There's a time and a space for everything. This is how they hide their pain, their contempt, their disgust. However, at certain times, it's impossible for you to continually hide it. And then the more you react, the more you react, the more powerful that energy and that essence get. The more you become desensitized to realizing that you really are, excuse me, oh, pardon me, that you really are broken, that you really are bitter, that you really are miserable. You truly are miserable. And you don't even know what you're doing. It saddens me to hear some of the women and the men speak. It saddens me to hear you say things like, oh, I gotta mind these damn kids. Somebody come take these damn kids. I need a break from these kids. Tell me how y'all gain peace and the sanity of these kids. I gotta watch these kids. These little MFers, these little MFers cursing your children. And you think it's funny, you think it's cute. And many of y'all sit around and y'all laugh with them. Y'all joke with them. You ain't no better. Respectfully, but you need to hear the truth. You're no better. Change this. Change this. That's not cute. We're cursing our mothers, we're cursing our fathers, we're cursing our sisters, we're cursing our brothers, we're cursing our children, we're cursing nature, we're cursing our homes, we're cursing our food, we're cursing and we're cursing everything, and you're not bitter. You're not miserable. You're not broken. You're not ignorant. You're not foolish. You're not unwise. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I employ, I employ, I employ you. Whether you're the one that's doing it or whether you're the one that's entertaining it, I implore you and encourage you to please just take one step in front of the other and start changing these behaviors because you're hurting not only yourselves, continually being the victim and not getting the help that you need and not pretending to do the help. It's hurting you in so many ways, and it's hurting the people who you love. Do you know that there's mothers? Do you know that there's women out there who are barren, who can't have children, and you are running around cursing your children, saying the most derogatory and defaming things because you're frustrated? It doesn't make your frustration irrelevant, but you need to pay attention that one, you're responsible because you're the one who lied there. You're the one who made the decision to lay down and have sex. You're the one who made the decision. It's not to say that you don't need a break, but do you have to curse yourself and curse the children who you also say you love and are beautiful? Must you also continually curse your brothers and sisters? Must you also continually play the victim and take no accountability for your nasty actions and your nasty ways? And this is why your life is the way your life is. This is why. Oh, I knew some of the engagers would disengage. The undesirable truth, yes. It's gonna sting. It's gonna sting like a bee. But let me tell you something, okay? Bees that sting you is not to harm you always. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's going to feel a little bit uncomfortable. Don't be the victim. Stop being vulnerable if you are. Stop being ignorant, willfully ignorant. Stop being cowardly. Stop being tainted. Stop being stop being irresponsible. Stop being miserable. Now let's brighten up. Why is this screen a little bit dull? Hang on one second. Pardon me. I'm on this iPhone and goodness gracious. So let's accountability. Yes, I see you, my love. I see you. I see our responses. I completely sincerely have infinite gratitude for your engagement. Right? Stop being a victim. It isn't healthy. Stop willingly being ignorant. Stop willingly being a coward. Get the help that you need. Right? So let's talk about defining what victorship is, what the victor is. Let's get into that. Let's get into standing in your power. Let's get into seeing and sensing and hearing what that looks like. Let's get into what a divine, responsible, and accountable queen, goddess, God, king looks like. Let's get into that. Victorship is the state of being the victor, choosing, requiring you to adopt an ownership of your mindset, wherever it is. It is taking ownership of it. It's taking responsibility for your every decision, no matter how small or how grand. It's taking responsibility. So let's get into the acronyms of the victor. Let's start with V. Men and women who are victors, they are valiant. I appreciate the shares and thank you so much for the follow, Melody. Right? Men and women who operate in their queendoms. Queen kingdoms, kinghood, goddess ship in essence, godship in essence. They are valiant even when they don't want to be. They display and they breathe, and their personification is courage and determination. They are valiant. They are courageous. They're not easily frightened and scared. They're not afraid. They welcome and embrace whatever life gives them because they know life doesn't happen to them, it happens for them. And everything, no matter how minute or how small, happens for you, and it happens for divine reason. Valiant individuals, men and women who operate in their victorship, understand that they are still in control no matter what the weather brings. You can still smile in the storm. Let's move to the I. Men and women who stand in their victorship, they are impactful in the most healthiest ways. They are impactful, right? They manifest greatness. They impact others to be great. They infect others to be phenomenal, to be magical. They inspire and they uplift, right? They are positive influencers. They are righteous influencers. Their impact echoes through the universe. People remember their name and are joyous when they speak it. Ashe. We're defining victorship. For those of you who are coming in, we're talking about victorship versus victimship. And we done moved on from the victimship. We're talking about victorship now. Let's move to the C in victor. Men and women who operate in their victorship, they are confident. Do you understand me? They are confident. They have a sense of self full love. They have confidence. They have security, self fulfilled security. They don't attempt to dissolve their ego, they check their ego. They harmonize their ego, they harmonize their essence. They are confidence. It's their persona. You ever seen someone who walked in a room who didn't say nothing and immediately you sense the energy? You're like, my goodness. Their aura spoke loudly and they said not a word. The energy spoke for them. Their confidence spoke for them. Yes, Genesis, heavy on the inner harmony. The essence spoke for them. The way they presented themselves spoke for them. They cared about what they wore. They care about how they present themselves. Okay, my loves. Let's see some taps. Let's see some taps. Let's get to 20K. Come on, my love. Tap them fingers. Tap and type. Tap and type. Tap and tap. Tap and tap. Tap and tap and tap and tap. Confidence. It exudes them. Just like headlights project about what is it? Like certain amount of meters? I forgot. What is it, like 250 meters ahead of them, right? Now I'm talking about the high beams on a vehicle. Baby, just shining a light, lighting up their path. They need not do much. They whether they wearing a t-shirt, whether they have makeup on or not, right? They care about their presentation, whether they are adorned or not. They make sure that they step out clean. They make sure, and I'm not just talking about an external clean. I'm not just talking about an external clean. I'm talking about an internal clean. Men and women who operate in their victorship are extremely confident. They're clean. Their energy precedes them. Raina, infinite gratitude for sharing the live. I see you, my love. Appreciate you. Right? They don't just present themselves any old kind of way. They don't just come on TikTok and social media and in front of the world wide web looking all types of crazy. Why? Because a confident person doesn't do that, right? A person of integrity cares to put in an effort. And you say you a queen and you a king and you looking all types of crazy. Do you know how royal your ancestral bloodline is? Do you know how we presented ourselves, how we're still presenting ourselves? Do you have any idea who you are and who you come from? Do you have any idea of the royalty and the blood that is pumping through your veins? And you walking around here looking everything less than a divine god or goddess, than a divine king or queen, than a divine empress and emperor. Go back in the house and straighten yourself up. It is not enough to just call yourself a goddess. Thrive in it. Okay, let's get to the T in Victor, right? Let's get to the T in Victor. Men and women who operate with this victorship mentality, they are transformative, baby. They not only thrive in transformation, mastering self, but they cause positive change, a positive outlook, positive characteristics. They evoke these benefits. They know how to shape and reform and condition and control the temperature in the atmosphere. They're victors. They're not victims. Triumphant, Ashe. They're triumphant. They don't allow people, places, and things to destroy them. They don't allow other people to take away their power. They don't allow themselves to go so far, so low that they lose themselves to the point where you don't recognize your own power and your reflection. They know that people are only going to treat you according to what you allow. They know that they're transformative. They know that they have the power to do so. They know this. They walk in it confidently, not arrogantly, confidently. Victors are constantly projecting transformative, confidence, impactful, valiant demeanors and characteristics. Let's move to the O in Victor. Men and women who operate, right, in a victorship mentality, they are optimistic. Baby, when I tell you they can't, they are unable to metaphorically spell pessimism. Baby, what? Who? What? Pessimistic where? Pessimistic who? Victors are optimistic, baby. They favor. They're favorable. They're favorable. They're honored. They're revered. They're adored. They expect the most favorable outcomes. They embrace the unknown. They embrace the unknown because why? They expect greatness. Who said that expecting anything was foolish? Who said that you shouldn't have expectations not only for yourself, but others? Who said that? They lied. They lied. Victors expect greatness. Victors expect wonderful and magical things to happen to them on a daily basis. Victors expect to vibrate high like others vibrate. Victors expect to attract others that is light and like-minded. Victors expect, right? To thrive in their they expect greatness. They expect integrity. They expect loyalty. They expect elevation. They are not pessimistic. They are optimistic. They can always see the sunshine, even through the clouds, baby. because they know that they're not looking through these reflectors. They know they can see, they can sense, they know that they are the one that create the sunshine. They are the ones that create the storm. They understand that when it's raining, it's not dreary. Oh my God, it's raining outside. It's so ugly outside. Do you not understand the foolishness of your tongue, what your tongue is speaking? Water is the epitome of who you are. So the next time it rains, my love, don't be so pessimistic. Understand that every time it rains, understand that that rainwater changes your molecular structure. It helps boost your immune system, your immunity. So the next time it rains, or the next time you hear somebody being pessimistic, or just, it's raining, it's dreary, it's so dark, it's so gray, remind them, that no, baby, nature is beautiful. Not only does the earth need this water, baby, it's apparently that you need to stand in the rain bucket naked until you understand the power of water, until you understand that you can use the power of that water to align yourself. We're talking about the victor versus the victim. Victims are affected by even the most beautifulest of things. Victors are elevated by the most beautiful things. Ashe, keep that in mind. Let's move on over to the R in victor. Lastly, but definitely not the least, victors, men and women who operate in the victorship, are resolute. Baby, they firmly resolved. They determine their outcome. And if there's any type of glitches, they're responsible and accountable for pausing, for sitting themselves down, for resetting, reassessing, reevaluating. Remember in the beginning, I said it's okay not to know certain things. We don't know everything about everything, especially the next level. I don't know how many people ever played a video game and automatically, without looking up the cheat codes and nothing, just got from level 1 to level 12 in one shot. I don't know many. There are very few people who can solve the Rubik's Cube in less than a minute. Very few. I want you to learn how to become a connoisseur of operating in your victorship. Become a connoisseur of operating in your responsibility and accountability. Become a connoisseur of operating with confidence, knowing that you are secure, knowing that you are self fulfilled, knowing that your self esteem ain't buried 8 below. Okay? Know that you have a responsibility, not only to yourself and others, but to the planet. Because everything you do affects everybody. Everything we do. We have to stop this. We are infinite. We are a part of the infinite source of creation, oneness. It doesn't matter, respectfully, what you call it, him or her. Whether you call your concept and your knowing of God a man, a woman, Yeshua, Allah, Jesus, ancestors, the source of it, doesn't matter, my loves. What matters is that you know that every living being, everything that has a vibrational essence to it, even this mouse is a part of the oneness and the collective. So the next time you think about mistreating anything that you are blessed with, that you are graced with, that you are afforded, remind yourself that even this is a part of quantum physics and energy and oneness. Everything is. Be mindful how not only you treat yourself, be a connoisseur of living in your victorship, be the connoisseur of being responsible and remembering that you are a part of the collective. Be mindful how you treat yourself and you treat others and you treat your children and you treat things. Some of my family members growing up always like they took digs at me all the time. It's like, oh, you have OCD. Okay, you keep everything so neat and you so prissy. You acting like white, a white one, and all because you want to be this and you want to be that. I understood what I didn't even understood then, baby. It's in me. It's in me. I care about who I am. I care about how I present myself. I care about my persona. I care about my essence and my frequency. I care about my integrity and my honor. I care about my environment. I care about who I allow in my space. I care about my energy. I care about information. I care about teaching. I care about a lot of things. When you, pardon me, when you begin to understand that everything is a part of the oneness, you start treating yourself a lot better. You start treating each other a lot better. Right? Okay. I always like to keep these lessons 60 minutes a little over. So even though there is, let me see, there is two more slides. However, right, with that being said, I'm going to honor my word because I don't like because I repurpose these master classes on my podcast. For those of you who like listening, want some information, if you coming in at the latter end, if you care about stepping into your victorship, you need new information. So I encourage you, right? I am now streaming on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, right? All things self mastery. Do your girl is solid. Okay. Support the positive. Just even if you don't listen to anything right now, make sure you go to All Things Self Mastery on Spotify and you just hit that subscribe button. Okay. That's how you can support me. I don't want your money. Okay. I don't want your money, but I do ask for your support. Right. And so TikTok, give me 1 second. All right, my loves. For those of you who are in All Things Self Mastery show, this was another episode of All Things Self Mastery. And this evening we were discussing victimship versus victorship. I hope that you have received this information with respect, with love. And if you just said, ouch, it's okay. I said, ouch, plenty of times. With that being said, as a reminder, make sure you hit that subscribe button. The more we grow, the better we can make an impact in not only our lives, but collectively, right? In the universe, right? Which it matters. I am again your now favorite self-mastery mentor, Venus Agoddess. Until next time, I will see you all very, very soon. Infinite gratitude, love, and divine enlightenment to you always. Ashe.